Hi everybody, hello, how are we? How are we all? Oh my gosh, it's so great to be here with you. I'm sending you all so much love. I was like, I didn't know what to do then, whether to do that and send you love like this or to go mwah and send you love like that, but I'm just sending you all so much love. So I'm going to do some card readings. I was hoping to jump on here last night on Tuesday, as I was saying, every Tuesday I'll be coming live, and I just couldn't quite manage it yesterday. It was quite a busy day, so I'm here tonight. Lovely Wednesday, Woden's Day, Mercury Day. So, how are we all? I'm going to be doing some card reading. So if you would like a card reading, listen up. So this is what we'll be doing. If you would like a card reading tonight, drop me a message on here, just in the comments, and just say, I'd love a card reading, and then ask a question. Because what I really love about these live streams, these live readings, is that, if you ask a question, we can be a lot more specific with you. We can get real stuff coming through for you here. Or you can just ask for a card. That's fine as well. That's what most people tend to do, is they ask for a card, and that's great. And I'll pull a card and I'll channel the guidance that is being offered there for you with that card. But it's always a lot more fun to be really quite specific. But just drop me a comment with your question, if you would like a card, and also your name, because usually people have the most fantastic Instagram handles, and and sometimes I just do not know who you are or how to address you, I should say. So feel very welcome to do so. But first, let's just have a little talk about what's been going on right now. So blooming heck, it was a very, very powerful weekend. I'm sure everyone found that, right? Very powerful weekend, very intense. That Aries energy, that Aries new moon. We were really feeling that fire energy come up. And there was all those solar flares as well. How are we feeling now? Because it feels like usually when we have those solar flares, we find that, afterwards, we're a little bit kind of like groggy, kind of a little bit like not fully clear in our head. We're just a little bit like, what's just happened, a bit fried. So I know a few people were having, a lot of emotions come up yesterday, and a lot of confusion, and just kind of, is that the time already? What day of the week it is? Is it, all that type of stuff. So how are you all finding it? I'm really excited because today I've just finished recording week one's content with the wonderful Melissa. So Melissa and I are co-hosting a wonderful course called From Illusion to Love. It is a deeply immersive shadow work course where we completely heal whatever shadows we have coming up within us, right? And within the collective. So it's very deep, very immersive. We go in all layers: spiritual, physical, mental, emotional. And we've just completed week one of the recording, which is on the topic of narcissists. Oh, that narcissist dynamic, and healing that, right? So we don't have it pop up again, right? So that was very, very powerful. So I'm still very full of energy, because when you start to channel, if anyone here does channeling, you'll know that you are just filled with all this for lack of a better word, this energy just runs through you, and I'm like, wow, okay, we're still going. Okay, let's do card readings then. Hi Colleen, so much love to you. Oh, what's my next step in connecting more fully with my divine feminine? Oh, great question. So divine feminine, so this a lot of people it's really interesting, because when we say divine feminine, within us we have both divine feminine, divine masculine. I'm going to look at it from within, because the thing is that everything that we are within us, whether we see it or we don't see it, that is what will be shown to us outside of us, right? So I'm not sure whether you mean the divine feminine without, as some people do, but I'm going to refer to it within. So that divine feminine energy within us, because when we connect with her within, that's who we can connect with without as well, right, on the outside world. So that divine feminine energy within us, she wants to move, she wants to flow, right? She wants to move, she wants to flow, she wants to express, she wants to create, she wants to feel safe. That's what the divine feminine energy wants to do. Oftentimes, because of the world that we've grown up in, because of the illusions that have been around us, because of the traumas that we've had growing up and the wounds that haven't yet healed, what tends to happen is that, the divine feminine can't fully express, right? She's not safe to express. So then we kind of alter that and start expressing from a wounded place, right? From an imbalanced place. So let's have a little look here. I'm actually using a deck of cards I've not used for a little while. It's Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light. Work your light oracle. So let's draw a card for you, Colleen. That best will help guide you here. Share your voice. What powerful, powerful, what a powerful card for you. So what I love here is that she's in a cave, right? That is the feminine energy. You know, she is the dark, right? The feminine energy is the dark, as the masculine is the light. They're polar opposites in a beautiful way. That's why they go together so well. But she is the cave, right? And look, you're like, it's like you're sat here kind of going, oh, I have so much to say, but I don't know that I'm going to be heard. I don't know that I'm going to be received. You know, when we start to, this can also come from a feeling of persecution, right? And not sharing our voice because of how will others receive us? Have we been kind of shunned and hushed through our lifetime, right? Because this vocalization, this is expression and creation. This chakra creates, right? It's the only chakra actually that has a physical connection in this world, if that makes sense. You know, everything's energetical, of course, but this actually projects physically through sound. We can hear it, right? So what we put out there, that, you know, everyone can see it, can hear it, right? So you're being called to share your voice. Now, the voice is really connected to the womb, okay, Colleen? So when we look at the throat-womb connection, you know, when we hear share your voice, that also is very, very deeply linked to your ability to create and to create what you desire to create. Okay, so if there is a block there, for example, if we feel blocked in our creation, if the flow isn't going as we wish it to, there's two things that we're going to say and suggest for you to do. First is going to be to move your hips, right? Move your hips. And you might say, why am I moving my hips when that card was about voice? Because the cells that made up your throat are the same cells that made up your womb when you were in the embryo, right? They split off and diverged when you were forming into the beautiful human that you are, right? So allow yourself to move not only your hips, so allow that energy to move right there, even using your hands and just kind of like rubbing, you know, your hips, the back of your pelvis area, the front of your pelvis, just allowing energy to move to that space. But also here, allowing your voice to be heard by allowing energy to move a little bit, because a lot of times our expression is stuck because we're not spending the time actually connecting. There's a lot of stuck stagnant physical energy, because it once a wound is practiced, it then gets stuck like scar tissue etherically, right, in our energy fields, right? So we want to be able to unstick that physically, and then you may find with your breath or with your movement, you may wish to actually, you know, vocalize with your breath. You might want to do it upwards instead, you know, feel what's right for you. But for you, Colleen, it's around the throat and around the womb area. That's what we want to, you know, work with here to release that. That's what they're saying right now. But another thing that you could do is also pick up a paintbrush. I don't know if you paint at all. Let your inner child run wild a little bit here, and you know, just offer yourself a little bit of time back. But doing that would be, oh, bless you. Look, I've just read your comment. This resonates so much. Sharing my voice has been coming up a lot lately. Oh, good. Yes, because your voice has a message. You have a message, right? And people seek a long time what their message is. Like, what is that? No. Your presence, your being, that is your message. The energy that you are offering is your message, right? And it's received on so many levels. Allow yourself to be, but we have to remember who we are within ourselves first. And that's where the block is for so many people, right? Hello, everybody that is joining. Welcome. Do you feel very welcome, by the way, to ask for a reading? I just ask that you let me know who you are, because your Instagram handles are so wonderful that I sometimes have no idea who you are. So let me know your name and let me know what your question is. So do ask a question so that we can get specific with the response that is coming back. So welcome. If you are here live as well, because you may be watching this on replay, so if you're watching this on the replay, it won't say live at the top. If you are live with me, then I will be able to draw a card. If you're catching this afterwards, listen to what guidance has come through, because the fact that you've been drawn here, that is no coincidence. There is a message here for you. So even if it's not your question and not your name being called out, listen to the guidance, because there'll be something in it for you as well. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the next person to ask for a card or ask for a reading. And what else can I share with you? So yes, so I was just saying that the emotions, right? Emotions have been really, really, you know, quite vocal recently, and that's good, right? Because we are going through this transformation. You know, and, you know, we have to allow the emotions that have been stuck within us to release. If we don't, then we can't transform, right? We can't transform. And, you know, we really need to be able to do that. And look at that. Yes, right on the bottom of the card deck. And yeah. And if you are, by the way, if you enjoy my energy here, I'd love it if you liked, followed, shared, whatever is normal for Instagram. I don't know, I'm not very au fait with this platform. And if you did want to work with me, I have slots available from next week, and you can see my sessions in the bio. But I'm going to get back to you because I see that some comments have started coming in. So, oh, the spicy chickpea. I love your handle. I love a reading, working on healing masculine energy in regards to my womb. Oh, wow. Well done, you. Well done, you. Because I think about the masculine energy, right? The thing about the masculine energy is he is the container, right? He holds the space for the feminine to express herself. Now, when it comes specifically to the womb, and this is the same for any of the energy points, not around your heart, around anywhere, right? When we experience trauma or anything like that, anything that's out of love, out of alignment, based in fear, what happens is we contract, and the masculine energy within us, regardless as to what the wound was coming from outside of us, that may have been masculine or feminine, that could have, and that's not relating to gender, by the way, that's, everyone has masculine and feminine energy within us. It's like two sides of a battery, right? But for the womb, when we are wounded, when we have a experience from fear rather than love, what happens is the emotion and the energy that wants to flow through us, what happens is instead of flowing through us, it gets stuck because we contract. The masculine energy within us, within our womb already, because that's within us as a human, contracts, and we hold walls there, right? We put walls there, and what happens then is that the emotions start to get more and more stuck, right? And the energy around our hips, around our pelvis, because we're talking womb, the energy around our hips and our pelvis start to stagnate, right? And we start to find that our spine doesn't want to move as much there, right? And our hips don't want to be as mobile or flexible. So when we look at healing the masculine energy, because the masculine is like the feminine receives, that's why the yoni goes in, right? And that's why the masculine has a lingam that goes out, because he is giving and she is receiving. So a lot of people think that, okay, well, something needs to come in so I can receive. No. If you've got trauma in that space, first thing you have to do is let the feminine feel safe. So to do that, we start with just placing your hands, just like, you know, placing your hands first on your womb space. Because to heal the masculine, we actually have to allow the feminine to feel safe enough to do the healing, right? And this is what most people miss. So we have to allow the feminine energy to feel like she's safe enough to allow the healing to happen in your womb, and that allows the masculine energy to breathe. That allows the masculine energy to rebalance itself in your womb space, right? And that allows, hi Fancy Nancy. But that allows the masculine energy that wants to really be healed, right? That allows it the space because the feminine energy is nourishing that. So I'm going to draw you a card as well as bring through that guidance. Nancy, we're doing card readings if you'd like to ask a question. I'm just listening to what else is going on here with the womb space, but let's see what card we've got. Yeah, see, this is exactly it, right? Look at this. So, spicy chickpea. We have protection coming up here, right? Because that's exactly what's been happening, is that, you know, either there's been a relationship or a series of relationships or just a series of experiences with male energy or masculine energy. And masculine energy, once again, is not specific to our physical gender and anatomy. You can have a very masculine energy in a woman, right? But I'm so glad the messages are resonating. Good, because we're still going with you here, spicy chickpea. I don't know your name, so I'm calling you by your Instagram handle. I love it. And it's good, that's fine, by the way. But what's happened here is that there's a lot of energy that's entered without consent, right? And the thing is that we sometimes, and that's not to say it's always the other person, because we sometimes don't consent to ourselves. That's actually often what it is. We don't know where our level of consent is. That's what will be very, very powerful for you to remember, is where your consent is. You know, and to practice without penetration, right? Just like start basics. Start just by placing hands on skin and just kind of asking your body consent to have your hands there, right? To allow the nourishing energy to come through. yeah, it's around consent and individually not knowing or not hearing fully your body, right? That's where the imbalance is primarily, and then it will spiral from there. I have a call. I don't know if it's interest to you, and it might not be, and it's okay if it's not. But I'm just going to share this just in case, because I have a womb mysteries course. It's called Sacred Feminine Wisdom, right? And it's a 3-part course on healing the womb, right? On healing the womb. And there's very powerful activations and healings that go along with the class as well. So if that calls to you, I think it's in the bio, and if it's not, it's on my website anyway. But do have a little look. Do have a little look at that, because it might call to you in terms of healing deeper that space, right? So I hope that helps, and I hope that resonates. Oh, bless you, Fancy Nancy. Hello. I did the frog medicine, and the side effects of my hair shedding over it. Oh, bless you. I think if it's, yeah. You're working with a functional medicine doctor to rebalance the body. When will the hair shedding stop? Yeah, so I mean, when we look at hair, oh, bless you so much. So much love to you. Oh, your divine self is saying yes. Oh, spicy chippy. Yeah, check my bio. If it's not linked on its own as a course, then just click on any of the links that relay you back to my website, because it's just under the courses. I also have a Rebirth in the Goddess one as well, which is a all the archetypes of the feminine. We heal that as well. So yeah, anyway, Fancy Nancy, honey, okay, your hair is an extension of the crown. It's an extension of the knowledge, right? It's an extension of the knowledge. When we go through a rebirth, sometimes we can lose the hair. It's like, ancients and natives, they wouldn't chop their hair, right? They'd let it grow. They don't cut their hair, because that's where their power is, right? So there's 2 things coming in here. The first one that we were going to say is that, there is a shift in mental perception and belief, right? So the experience that you had with the frog medicine has it's literally blew your belief of something out. But the second thing that was coming in here as well, it's that it's as though you weren't fully sure. It's what I'm hearing, is that you weren't fully sure on every level that you wanted to go through with that. Like, you were very excited is what we're hearing. You were very excited, very looking forward to it, but there was some type of doubt within you. This is what we're hearing. And let me know, Fancy Nancy, if this resonates or if it doesn't, okay? But there was some type of underlying doubt up here in your masculine energy, right? Or it might not even be in that masculine energy. It might be more in your feminine. It's like what I'm hearing is I told you so kind of thing. And I don't know where that's coming from, because that's not actually you, right? This isn't actually you. It's like an inherited, you were hesitant, yeah. It's like an inherited kind of, it links to a pattern that one of your parents may have had, right? And this isn't because they were X, Y, and Z. This was because just because sometimes we don't listen to ourselves, right? Sometimes we don't listen to ourselves. And when we don't listen to ourselves, or when we aren't fully sure, when we haven't come to peace and come into balance with the thought process that we're going through and actually feeling, because your body's so sensitive. Okay, so the body, once again, that's more of a masculine energy, right? This physical body is more of a masculine energy. So what I would do is I would actually start to, we need to bring your heart up to your head, right? Ironically, it's often the other way around. We often say bring your head down to your heart, but you need to bring your heart up to your head here, because the head needs a bit of help, right? That's what needs to happen. Hi, Gemma, darling. Sending you so much love. So I'm just listening. I'm just looking at what's going on here. I'm not familiar really with frog medicine, but what they're showing me, and let me know whether this resonates or not, but what they're showing me is this: the spine is the antenna, right, of our body. That's where we receive all the energy. Now they're showing me your spine lit up, but it literally kind of going like a blowtorch out of your head, right? Because this is the top of our spine, right, where our skull is. And it's not necessarily that you're really sensitive and that's why. Yes, that is a reason for it, is what I'm hearing. But it's more that you just received so much light that you're recalibrating and it's not fully grounded, right? That's what it's feeling, is that it's not fully grounded. It's not gone down to your feet. And it's like, first we need to bring some compassion up to your head, right? So you can do that by, your hands are portals to your heart. So you can do that by, you know, allowing your, just sitting with your hands like this, breathing into your heart, sitting with that heart light, the focus there, and just allowing them, once you've connected with your heart, allowing your hands to come to your head and just allowing whatever thoughts, emotions, anything that wants to come up, actually moving the energy. But it's not just your head, actually. They're showing me down your spine. I don't know whether you go for massages or anything, but actually getting some massages along your spine, an Indian head massage, that's really going to help, because the energy is just like, it's kind of shorted the circuit a little bit, is what they're showing me. And the other thing is that we need to ground you as well, right? How long, it depends how long it takes you to really kind of find the belief within you, right? So there's a belief that is out of alignment, which is kind of, it's an I told you so belief, right? That's what you need to find. So it will stop, as will everything physically, it will stop when we find what is causing it, and what is causing it isn't just on the physical level, that's a last layer. We have to just allow ourselves to calm, right? Allow ourselves to calm and know that you can find resolution and harmony here, right? I know that it's not going to happen forever, right? And even though it's been a longer time than you would have liked, than anything at all, we have to allow yourself. And I'm seeing right here, right at the back of, I call this the Zeal chakra, some call it the mouth of God, some call it the altar major. Right here, do you see right there on your skull, right? That's where the point is. There is something there that needs to move, energy. So massage here, okay? Massage here, and allow yourself to receive the guidance that you need to. Hi, beautiful Emma. We're doing card readings. Do you feel welcome to ask a question? Same with you, Gemma. Feel welcome to ask a question. Let me just have a look if I can see through the stretch of timelines here. You know what's really interesting, lovely Nancy, is that I'm seeing two different timelines, either really, really quickly, so like in the next 2 weeks, this could start to shift, right? And if not 2 weeks, then 6 weeks. It could happen that quickly, but I say could, and this is really important to know, because this depends on where your energy is focused, right? Where your energy is focused, because when we focus on the problem, the solution is there, but we are the wrong frequency to receive the solution. That's on every level. That's not just through a thought pattern, that's actually through the physical body making the adjustments as well, right? So if we're focused on the fact that it is shedding, right, the hair is shedding, right, and although it's very physical, very visible for you, I'm sure, very distracting, right, if you can find a way to kind of ignore it, right, and to do something fun. So when you start out your day, do something fun and raise your vibration. And when your vibration is high, just allow your hands to be on here, right? I allow myself to heal, I am whole. I allow myself to heal, I am whole. And feel that really fully. Because what most people do is when we're trying to heal something, that word try comes in, right? You know, when we're healing something, even though we're saying I am whole, we're remembering that we're not, right? And that's where people get a little bit confused. So the easiest thing to do is just to raise your vibration. Meditation is very good for that, right? Exercise is very good for that. But primarily for you, yeah, here. There's like an energy point here that's very, very trapped right now. And that's kind of like at the top of the circuit. So massage that, heal that, yeah. I'm just reading the comments here. Okay, right. So I've got two people, both kind. Oh, you're welcome, Nancy. I hope that helps. And you know, I send you so much love. And just remember, whilst we're focused on the problem, we can't align with the solution, right? So they're on two different wavelengths. One's here, one's here. Yeah, and fancy Nancy, that's for you. Inner temple. Go within. Look at that heart. Go within. Yeah. Right, Gemma and Emma. Okay, Emma's saying, what do I do now? Okay, right, well, Emma, I've got 3 cards coming out. We've got Star Mother. Okay, so Emma, how can you nourish and nurture yourself? How can you look after yourself? How can you, all that energy that you offer out to others, how can you bring it back to you? How can you bring it back to you? Because you're not spending enough time on you. Right. Second is trust the niggle. I love that card. Trust the niggle. Trust it, honey, because your solar plexus is trying to tell you something. You know, your gut is trying to tell you something. You know something. But the thing is that your focus is so on other people and so up here that when our focus is too much in the mind, we actually can't receive. We're blocking it off. We're not in the heart enough. The heart is where you receive. So you're up here too much. Bring it down to here. Okay. So Emma, you need to be your own mother right now. Right, instead of being everyone else's. You need to be your own mother right now and do that first before you help anyone else. Then you'll be able to feel what's going on for you. But also you just need to ground as well. There's a lot of energy that's coming towards you, right, from everywhere. A lot of it's coming in through you. Get outside, right? I know you do spend a lot of time outside, but kind of like, you know, get outside without the technology, without anything, and just, even if it's just 15 minutes, if you can just kind of be in your own space for 15 minutes, actually connected with the earth, you know, the trees will tell you something. The dragons will come through a lot more vividly for you as well, you know. Yeah, there's something new birthing for you here, honey, and it's really good. It's really exciting. But remember, it's the mother that births, not the father, right? The mother births physically. So you got to be the mother to yourself, okay? Hope that helps. Oh, Miss Gemma, anything I can do? Anything to do with my children? What's the best for my children and their dad? Or where do I go now? Where do you go now? Okay, well, we're going to draw some cards for you, Gemma, but is there any particular, do you want to be more specific in any area? And it's okay if you don't. I'm just going to ask so that you can put a follow-up comment if you wish to. And once again, everyone, thank you so much for being here, for watching. Even if it's not your question being called, do listen to the other guidance, because there'll be something in there for you, something that'll just click and the penny will drop on something. So if you're here, know you're here for a reason. You're welcome, Emma. It's my pleasure. Okay, Gemma. What's best for... So, Gemma, it feels like there's... I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on for you, but it feels like there is some soul contracts between all of you, actually, between your children as well as their dad and you. It feels like there are soul contracts that are wanting to complete right now and play out, right? That are wanting to complete. But the thing is that what's really interesting is that, you know, I have this card as well, right? So it's all coming together. Right, the Great Gathering. Right, the Great Gathering. So it's quite interesting, that card coming out for you. But I have here the two main things that are coming forth is the Akashic Records, right? Quantum records, quantum space, doing some quantum healing. And releasing old soul contracts, old bonds and old ties. There's all what I'm seeing. I don't, because it's quite vague. The question. I'm not. You tell me if this is resonating. Okay. So what we're seeing is that there is old memories. Right. Old memories or old memories might not even be the best resonating word here. Old kind of. It's just old energy between all of you, like in a dynamic, in a space that is wanting to rebirth itself, that is wanting to kind of release and shed, right? Shed the old kind of, you know, kind of like, you know, when you've had a lot of experience or a lot of time spent with someone, and because you've had a lot of experiences then over that time, you know, you've seen the good, the bad and the ugly, right? You know, you've seen it all. And it's like, you know, where is the focus? Okay, where is the focus? Because there is something that is wanting to be birthed here. I've got to make this... Okay. That is a tough one, hey? making that decision. I mean, the thing is that your heart will know, right? Your heart will know, and their higher selves. I'm actually hearing to ask their higher selves what they feel like they wish to do as well, you know, and you can do that, right? You can do that. You can reach out to their higher selves to ask them what they would like to do, and you do that in meditation, right? Once again, you come back to your heart, right? If they see him less, they're not happy with him. Okay, well, there you go. You know, and the thing is, there is, once again, there's 3 here. I don't know how many kids do you have? Do you tell me on here? So if there's 2 children and, you know, so okay, right, this is what we're getting. So we've got releasing needs to happen here. Something needs to release. Okay, something needs to change, something needs to release. Okay, yeah, and there's 3. Right, 3 people on this card. Something needs to change and release, right? Because there is something that is not serving a purpose right now. Okay, there is an energy that needs to shift. You are being guided, right? You are being guided. That's what the Akashic Records is all about. You know, you're getting that, or this card particularly. You know, you could go up into the Akashic Records and do a quantum healing in that space, right? You know, you could do that with someone. You could do that on your own. You could do that in a session, right? You could reach out to their higher selves, ask for the unicorns to come in and do some healing between all of you, especially your kids and their dad, right? But in the meantime, you know, underneath this card was this card, right? Yes. So, you know, to have this and then to have this, for a situation like this, I'm not going to tell you what to do, right? That's not for me to decide, but I can tell you how to find that information, and that is in your heart space. You know. And it's difficult when we have relationship roles such as the ones that you're experiencing, right? Kids and their father. That's a really tricky situation to be in. But at the same time, you know that if it's not healthy, right, how is it going to be form? Like, we can't shift something sometimes if we're so up against it. If we're right up and personal with something, sometimes we can't change that, right? But what I love about this card, okay, this is the Great Gathering, this card, but look at them, they're all stood apart. They are all stood apart, but they're not separate, they're not isolated, they're not lonely, and they're not abandoned, right? It's the understanding that, you know, sometimes we have to open ourselves up and separate ourselves and give ourselves a little bit of space. It doesn't matter what age you are, right? Sometimes we have to give ourselves a little bit of space in order to actually see clearly and heal, right? And then it will all start to come together. Then that space will bring it all together for you, you know? You know in your heart what to do. Yeah, there you go. And yep, they're saying yes, you do. You do know what to do. Yeah. And it's time as well for some deep rest and replenishment. Yeah, you're so welcome. This is for you as well. You need some rest and replenishment. Right? Because the stress of the decision is actually weighing on you, right? And they're saying make sure you look after yourself as well, because you can't look after them unless you're looking after yourself. So space would probably be good for you as well, right? To give you that time back, you know. On the bottom of the deck, leap. You go first, the universe will catch you. Everything always pans out, right? Everything always pans out. And there's always a bigger soul contract, right? That we don't realise, a bigger perspective that we can only find when we're in our heart space. We can only see those interweavings when we're in the heart space. So, yeah, I send you so much love. So I think I'm going to wrap this up. Like I say, thank you for being here. Thank you for following me. Thank you for commenting and hearting and everything. I'll see you on Friday on YouTube for the weekly guidance, right? So that'll be on Friday, and we have Pranic Sundays on Sunday, right? Where we learn skills to help master our inner energy. So last week we were doing breathing, Wim Hof breath, to regulate temperature and things like that. A few weeks earlier we were doing nourishment from the sun, right? Sun gazing and scanning the sun. It'll be interesting to see what we do this week. I don't know yet, so we'll find out. And for anyone that is interested in the shadow work course that we're doing, if you really want to remove all the blocks that are any of the our natural state is bliss, is joy, is bliss, is harmony, is creation, and we're just whatever we desire we create, right? It's just we flow, ease, grace. That's how life should be. The shadows that we have, which are the rejected parts of ourselves, what the patterns and behaviours that come up in others, those are the things that block us, right? So Melissa and I are running From Illusion to Love. We've just released week 1, which is all about the narcissist dynamic, right? And what that even is and how to heal from it and where it shows up and how it's built and all of that. So that comes out on Friday for those that are already enrolled, and it's all recorded, right? So you can enroll at any time, but it'll be a joy to have you if it calls to you. And Gemma, have a look at the link in my bio, see if it calls to you, and if it does, just drop me a little private message, okay? But it's very powerful because we're looking at all aspects of the shadow self, right? Everything that could possibly come up, because it's time to be in our true embodiment. Simple as. No more BS, right? Just time to be there and be us and let our light shine without worry of persecution or anything. So let's go, right? I love you all so much, and I'll see you next time. See you next week. Mwah. Bye for now.